Union of Pan-Asian Communities. I was part of the original board, and it came down to what were we going to name this thing? We went through a whole process, focus groups, and trying to figure out what it was going to be. And the Asian communities, it's hard to understand. A lot of people, it's hard to understand that you're Asian, but there is really no Asian. There's all these Asian ethnic groups. So the Union of Pan-Asian Communities, creating a voice, creating that umbrella organization that's going to respect individually the Asian ethnic groups and understand that there's cultural differences, but we all kind of share, particularly the recently arrived immigrants, being able to share a history and being able to bring them together, because one group couldn't stand enough on its own.
I support UPAC, and I believe in UPAC is because UPAC is very unique. As an immigrant myself, I came to San Diego in 1965, and I truly understand the challenges that a new immigrant from other country came to the United States, and where UPAC really provide the service and education to help these people to be self-sufficient and to understand the American culture and to assimilate into the society.
And it became evident that the new immigrants from Vietnam and Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islanders, especially the Laotians and the Vietnamese and Cambodians, they had special needs. And so it was divided, and UPAC was started. And Beverly was the first executive director.
Okay, so some of the first things that come to mind when we started talking about Mom was, well, she's the smartest person we've ever been around. I mean, her intelligence was just amazing, and she had this amazing commitment to excellence. So everything she did was the best she could do, and she expected that. That's where it started. So yeah, we kind of both Keith and I look at UPAC as a sibling. I mean, because she was doing the same thing with UPAC that she did with us, kind of coaching, encouraging, but she had this vision that I think it's very unique. To see, she's obviously very creative, and if you looked at her today, you'd say, hey, she's an innovator. Because she looked and said, hey, there's this unmet need, and this is how I think it should be filled. It's unfortunate, that she got cancer, because you kind of almost say, wow, she did that. What else would she have done?
I think Beverly would look at UPAC now and say that the depth and the range of programs that UPAC is now offering is phenomenal. It's something that she would be so proud of and so honored as having been the founder of UPAC.
Margaret carried it on. Margaret Penrose have done an excellent job, and she continues to do that job very well.
I've known Margaret for a long time. I became aware of her, though, before we ever met, and with Margaret, it's a little bit like waiting for a train in a train station. You hear about it a long time before it's there.
Margaret is the identity for UPAC. Right. It's just a logo, a trademark. She should change her last name or the middle name to
it should be
Margaret UPAC Penrose. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
From a distance, I see all these people bowing to this lady, talking to her. I go, who is this lady? Who is this person?
Well, Margaret's been just a tremendous supporter. She's been great in the community. UPAC really is much more than just Asian communities. It's all new immigrant communities. And UPAC, under Margaret's leadership, has been a tremendous resource for the entire community, but specifically the police department and working with youth in all sorts of different areas.
Margaret is an incredible person that has contributed so much to our community. We saw this early on, her dedication and her care. Certainly she could be doing other things, but she's decided to give back to a community that really needs the help. and we applaud her. We're very proud to be partnering with her.
The value of UPAC is it's the only one, I think, that's multilingual and can reach out to those people in need who obviously don't speak English that well or are not familiar with the culture.
Our 130 culturally, linguistically, and professionally competent staff represent 34 different languages and dialects and address critical needs of San Diegans through 74 programs and services.
UPAC, in the past, it has been known to be serving just the Asian community, but Margaret, with her vision, has seen that communities, immigrants, are not isolated to just Asian communities. So now we definitely serve we also serve the Hispanic community and the African community as well.
But there's a lot of people in need here in San Diego from various backgrounds. This is where UPAC comes in and fills the gap. They help kids, they help seniors, they help people simple with interviewing skills, how to go out and be able to get a job locally while still being able to enjoy their own social and cultural backgrounds.
I won't be here when they celebrate their 80th, but I hope that whoever is the supervisor then will be as much in awe of these services as I am.
UPAC and Margaret, you guys have done a tremendous job for 40 years. You've made a tremendous impact on the community, and I'm sure the next 40 will be better.
There's one thing that I would like to say about UPAC celebrating their 40th year, and that is thank you. I don't know how we would be doing it in our community if we didn't have key organizations, successful organizations like UPAC, providing the type of service that they do to our community.
Members of refugee and immigrant communities often remain silent, partially because of language barriers, partially out of fear, and partially not understanding their rights and responsibilities. UPAC is here to give voice to their concerns and needs.